Turkey has a duty to defeat the so-called Islamic State in neighbouring Syria, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has said. He called it a binding duty to ensure the militants were unable to carry out actions inside our country. Turkey's military said its warplanes killed 20 IS fighters during air raids over Syria on Saturday. A 10-day truce is due to start in Syria on Monday, followed by coordinated airstrikes against jihadist militants. The cessation of hostilities was agreed on Friday between the US and Russia, which is an ally of Syria's President Bashar al-Assad. Mr. Erdogan said in a statement that the current Turkish military operation in Syria, known as Operation Euphrates, was just a first step in the fight against us, which he calls Daesh. It is our duty to our people to finish off Daesh in Syria and to bring them to a level where they can carry out attacks in our country, he said. In the same statement, he said Turkey was also determined to defeat the outlawed Kurdish Workers' Party PKK and the vetoed group of US-based cleric Fethullah Gulen. Mr. Erdogan has accused Mr. Gulen of masterminding a failed coup attempt in July. We are determined to wipe out the PKK trouble from Turkey together with our security forces. Just like veto, the PKK stand no change against our sagacious people and the power of our state. Ahead of the ceasefire, the Syrian government has been carrying out heavy airstrikes in several rebel areas, killing about 100 people. Russian warplanes have also been in action in the provinces of Idlib and Aleppo, say Syrian activists. Such intensification of violence has occurred before other aborted ceasefires in Syria, reports the BBC's Middle East analyst Sebastian Usher. But it will hardly persuade rebels to trust in the latest deal, which many see as simply bolstering President Assad's position, he adds. Iran, an ally of Mr. Assad, has given a cautious welcome to the agreement. But the Foreign Ministry called for a comprehensive monitoring mechanism to ensure it is not used by militant groups as an opportunity to restock. The truce is due to take hold at sunset on Monday, at the start of the Muslim holiday of Eid al-Adha. Under the plan, Syrian government forces will end combat missions in specified opposition-held areas. Russia and the US will then establish a joint center to combat jihadist groups, including IS and Jabhat Fateh al-Sham, known until recently as the Nusra Front. The conflict in Syria, which began with an uprising against Mr. Assad, has raged for 5 years and claimed the lives of more than 250,000 people. Millions have fled abroad, many of them seeking asylum in the EU, but nearly 18 million people remain in Syria, which has been carved up by fighting between government and rebel forces.